Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So tonight's dinner was smothered pork chops, and I started by cleaning my pork chops really well, and then I just kind of take my fork and I poke holes in it on both sides, and then just add some oil to that to get ready to do my seasoning. I think the seasoning sticks really well when you do it like this, and it makes your pork chops a lot more tender in my opinion. I'm gonna make my pork chops in my air fryer, and I only put them in there for 4 minutes. So this dinner tonight only took about a good 30 minutes to make, and I'm just being honest. So I seasoned them up really well, and then I cut up some onions and added some oil to a pot and put the onions in there and just started sauteing my onions. And while I was sauteing my onions, my pork chops were already in the air fryer. I put them in the air fryer, each of them for 4 minutes apiece on 390 in my Ninja foodie grill. I love that Ninja because it cuts down time. That's what cut the time down on this meal. And when you're in a hurry or you're just trying to, hurry up and get dinner out of the way so that you can move on to other stuff, then it's really a good investment. So right now I'm just adding flour to my sauteed onions. And guys, I have never been one who really knew how to make gravy, but I ran across this recipe and I saw how the person was doing it and I was like, I can do that. So basically what I did was I just basically started adding the flour to the onions, letting the onions absorb all of the onions and the juice that and from the oil or the oil from the pan. And once it kind of like started to absorb it and it started looking kind of gummy like this, I had already pre-made my own chicken broth. So I put some chicken bouillon and some warm water, mixed it up together. I think I stuck it in the microwave for maybe 30 seconds. And that's what I'm going to add to this mixture, little bit at a time. That's what you want to do. That's the key to this gravy is you're just basically adding the chicken broth a little bit at a time until you get your desired consistency. But guys, this I will always make gravy this way now. I've had a couple of failed attempts at gravy because I was going off the top of my head thinking I knew what I was doing and I really didn't. And my gravy was coming out bland and I don't know, it just wasn't flavored good enough. And something about this chicken broth, it gave my it gave my gravy a really good flavor, you know. It gave it a really good flavor. So basically, I'm just slowly adding the broth because you don't want to overdo it because you don't even know how much you're going to need. So I kind of like eyeballed it and kind of knew what kind of consistency I was looking for. And I just kept stirring. Gravy is all about stirring and stirring. I'm sure there's some experts out there who really know how to get it. I'm from the South, but I didn't get the benefit of a lot of the elders learning how to cook all those good Southern meals. My mom is a really good cook, but a lot of times she didn't really want you in her kitchen like that. She didn't mind you cutting up her onions and things like that, but she didn't really want you in her kitchen when she was cooking. She liked to do everything herself and get all the credit. So anyway, I do have a couple of Southern cookbooks that she gave to me, but I didn't never get the benefit of really learning how to cook these Southern meals on my own. So now I'm just adding the kitchen banquet browning to my mixture to give me that gravy look. So now I really feel like I'm doing something. Look at me, y'all. I really feel like I'm doing something. My gravy is really looking like some good old gravy. And it smells amazing with the onions and everything. So I'm really, really liking how it turned out, loving how it turned out. And so all the only thing I'm gonna have to do at this point is once I get the consistency I want, I'm gonna take my pork chops that were already waiting on the side for me from my air fryer, and I'm just gonna place them in here. And once I place my pork chops in here, I just basically take the juice. See, there's my pork chops. See all that juice from the air fryer. I love my pork chops. being cooked in there. And I just basically spoon over that gravy onto each piece. But honestly, they were already kind of saturated into the gravy, but I was just taking and spooning it over there just to make sure everything was covered. And then I just cover this with a lid, put it in the oven for about maybe 10 minutes on 350. And then the last 5 minutes, I turned the oven down to like about 2 something. So I cooked it slow. And then just some regular little frozen vegetables with some flavoring and basically some butter. And here's my Hawaiian dinner rolls that I had left over from yesterday's meal. So we basically just make sure each piece is covered. These things are dangerous. They are so good, but I'm trying to stay away from the bread. And so here's my pork chops out of the oven. Here's my plate. I ate off of just this plate because I was trying to have a smaller portion. But thank you for watching, guys.